Today I bring you a double feature of Quest trailers. Yes, episode 1 of Quest is already out, and please go check it out on your own time. But I figured I'd get these trailers out of the way, and then we can go to the episode 1 of Quest some other time. You know, just knock it off the to-do list. Maybe I can pick things that'll happen in the future, after all. I don't want to waste my opportunity to be dead wrong and look like an idiot on the internet. Who would want to throw away that opportunity? Anyway, let's not waste any more time and get right into the first teaser trailer. A whole bunch of emojis, because apparently my file thing can download a whole bunch of random emojis, but God forbid I put a dash in there. No can do. That's off limits. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go.
Error, corruption, beyond repair. That is where I
Very
reside.
important character going on the Quest
exception,
universe.
Beyond
Part of the Dragonverse. Bleh.
A realm where numbers lose their meaning and reality ceases to obey.
I was once a woman, criminal, a statistic in a ledger, marked for disposal.
Treats like an
It
SCP.
took me, Innovation Labs, the great pioneers of possibility, leading edge of human progress. They sought to rewrite the equation of life itself to prove that man and monster could become one.
And look at me now.
Control the disposable. They chose Meknite Spectrum Supreme, a being of perfect adaptability.
And you put that in a human?
Formula was
Have you seen Spectrum Supreme?
Incomplete. So the answer is chaos.
My body dissolved.
My mind fragmented. I became an error, a glitch in a fabric
Of existence. Neither human nor spirit, neither alive or dead, just a collection of misplaced decimals, forced into cohesion by sheer agonizing will.
We really gotta stop having scientists that play God.
Yet I do. Oh, they try to fix me, to shut me down, to control what should not be. Tell me, how do you kill something that was never truly born?
I am the result of an equation that should not have balanced, a paradox that refused to be erased. I am the corrupt file in the system of this world, and I am still running. Now then, shall we run some new experiments?
I half expected it to end with I'm always running. I'm always running. It's like a slight meta runner reference, but also would be like a threatening thing. But shall we run some experiments does get the job done well. Okay, so based on this backstory, this character was some ne'er-do-well who decided they did experiments on, and they decided to fuse the dual spirit in Meknite Supreme and put it in a human body. Why the frig would you start with a Meknite Supreme thing? Like, I've seen that monster, it ain't human. Why can't they just start with like a warrior lady of the wasteland or something like that? Something at least humanoid. They always get up to, no, we'll start with the biggest monster I can find. You could have even gone with any of the other Meknites, because those are pretty humanoid too. I mean, they're kind of robotic, but it's like dudes in armor and like maybe a chick or something. But no, let's pick the one that looks like the giant freaking robot. Why not? You had so many options to go with, and you had to pick freaking Spectrum Supreme. That was it. I kept wanting to say Squadron, but I knew that was wrong. Why do they always decide to go extreme? I know they say if you reach the stars, you might hit the moon. But why did you just start with Earth? That's never an option. No, can't do that. Now you created this abomination that is a sin against nature. It is a crime against the ecosystem. It is a paradox. You made something that's, as the voice said, neither human nor spirit, no living nor dead. It is a paradox that you have created and put upon this planet. Thanks, science. It's every time I see this sort of, I know it's a cliche, but every time I see this sort of thing, all I can think is the Jurassic Park quote. You spent so much time wondering if you could, and you never stopped and asked if maybe you should. God, that line has lived so... That line works so well, even nowadays. It's depressing how much you play that. Way to go, science. Way to frickin' go. Anyway, let's move on to the next trailer, shall we? Anyway, this one is more of a teaser trailer in the proper sense rather than an SCP reading, basically. It's, just think of it like a, not quite an episode, but sort of like that. Why don't I just hit play and you'll see for yourself. You haven't, of course, seen this episode already. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, spoopy. Alright. I can't escape this damn thing. I swear to God, we've even got the updated one recently, and I'm just waiting for that one to be out of date. It's a matter of time, am I right? Oh, well. At least we know they're all jokes here, folks. I liked how, the illusion monster was entirely awake and to represent its series. That was cool. Nightmare Magician. This is the entire trailer.
And in another story, the recent political candidate Persephone Kruger has vowed to engage.
Great.
They say our name like it's a question. Sister, who are they? What do they want? Can we trust them?
This is a nice
Oh,
reflection
I
as
do
to the
love
original
Mario.
Sister trailer, and just to prove how far things have
They
come.
will trust us when it benefits them. Fear is a powerful motivator.
Mind you,
but
both
hope is
Sister
a
trailers
far
are
more
good, but
effective
this
tool.
show's time changing.
Hope is inefficient. People are more predictable when they are afraid. Fear is immeasurable, manipulatable.
Both are necessary. Hope to draw them in, fear to keep them compliant.
Unstable variables. Data point shifting.
There's our friend from the last
Equations
episode.
incomplete. Pi is infinite. 3.14159265.
358979323.
Meet Persephone's redesign.
6.
Completing Pi
So
for her
what's
to
the
help her
move,
calm
boss?
down.
Do we make another example? Something big? Something that'll make the people sit up and say, oh damn, maybe Persephone's got a right idea after all?
No,
Patience.
not even close.
They are already listening. They are already waiting. We will not give them chaos, we will give them certainty. The crime lords who vanish, the corrupt politicians who fall. That is not disorder. That is order, realigning itself.
Like the little sister always watching in the
Soon,
corner,
they
referencing the
will
original trailer.
understand that we are the only ones who can provide it. The world is shifting. Lazarus, the public loves a good story. Tell me, what are they saying about us? They're torn. Half of Astropia is calling us saviors, the other half thinks we're just another shadow organization playing God. Either way,
It could be both.
they can't look away. Good. Let them watch.
After all, the
Perception
worst
is
fate
your
to
domain,
be is
Morgana.
forgotten.
How do we guide them?
Unless you're the
Carefully.
JoJo Part 4 villain, then that's your
People
entire
must believe
plan.
the sister is not a threat but a necessity. They must look upon your face, Persephone, and see the only future that does not terrify them. Then we give them certainty. Dr. Margrave. Progress? The trial phases are complete. The next step is field testing. The first prototypes will be ready for mass development. Gideon? What of the ones who refuse to see reason and turn themselves in?
They will
Execution.
never finish for long.
3.141592653558.
979323846626. You are still here. You are still mine.
I exist. For you.
Would you,
Crime
Ares?
against nature.
I think it's time we make a statement. Something bold. Something unforgettable.
You mean like the design?
I'll make them afraid. A little destruction, a little fire. Let the people see the monster so they'll come running to you for safety. After all, if someone like me exists, how many more could there be?
Send the monster after them so they
Push
come
you,
running
please,
into your
Ares.
hands.
Make it memorable.
I still can't trust her or her team, no matter how much time changes. But that's just because I've never trusted the government. Except when I was a kid, but I was a child then. I had no idea. Moving on to the next scene. And the next part of quests.
I activate the effect of Double D Swirl Slime in my hand.
Hi, Dante and his
Along
redesign.
with the Double D Cerberus
Also
in my
funny, I'm figuring
hand.
this out now after we got in DDD supports. Though Spooky has told me that Dante's not getting the new support for a bit. Way too much too fast. Dante doesn't need a Zark right now. There's the ace that we saw in the quest reading. Well, read about in the quest reading that I did.
Engines roar, gears guide, our colors unite, our spirits ignite. Red for valor, blue for resolve, green for grit. Each piece a warrior, together a legend. From the core of the serpent to the sky above, I call on the might of heroes of past and present. Let the Colossus rise and cast its shadow over evil. Aura, super quantum med king, great Magnus.
Thanks, Dora. Bit of an 8-bit Power Rangers theme, sort of. And here we... Oh, great, I'm in the Awakened. Nope, something completely different. But similar.
Now I'm using my Link 2 Quad Burl Dragon with my Shell Rocket Dragon and my Magna Rocket Dragon.
I miss
to build
Ruby.
a surge of ammunition.
Power surging, lock in mode. Time to drop the brakes and let the system go haywire. Circuits locked, cannons prime, target locked.
Link Summon.
Here, Link 4.
A nice little heritage reference. And that's the end of the trailer. Your 3 point of views in the story of quests. We'll return, eventually. I don't think I can give out that many spoilers, so I'm just going to keep most of it private. You know, don't want to ruin everything. Okay, it was SPD. It sounded around that era. I was thinking Dino Thunder. And the metal version of Rebel Heart. Nice. Not gonna lie, I wasn't a fan of Rebel Heart the first time I heard it. Didn't seem to hit. But it's one of those that grows on you, you know? It's one of... There's always that theme song that just... Yeah, you know what I mean. First impressions are everything, but that can improve over time. Anywho... So now in this we've been introduced to Persephone's new design and her club, or group, or whatever. Apparently the reason behind Persephone's redesign is when I did my Persephone versus Brock April Fool's analysis, Spooky did take a good look at Persephone and think, yeah, this needs a redesign. Which, you know, I didn't have a problem with Persephone's old design. To me, it looked like a moment of like, okay, so everything was fine, you decided to change it, but... You know, it's ultimately Persephone's character. It's ultimately Spooky's character, and if they decide they need a redesign, then, hey, you know, I can't stop them. And to be fair, Persephone's new design does look good, so at least we exchanged a good design with a good design. Well, you know, Spooky wasn't happy with the old one, but yeah, that's their decision. Anywho, we've got ourselves the Crime Against Nature, which was not their own fault, to be fair. I mean, I call them that, but... It's because I'm describing them, not saying that they did anything wrong from the looks of it. I mean, they had a troubled past, but that doesn't justify what's happening to them now. The 3.14 thing is a bit of a calm down. Ever have, like, that whole calm down and count to 10 thing? It's essentially that. And since pi is infinite, it can happen for as long as they want, and until they've come back to realize I am part of this reality. The whole fragmentation just to prove they are glitched in the Matrix thing is pretty cool, though, just to prove that they're not supposed to be here. Kind of reminds me of, what was it? I think it was one of the Ruby characters that was able to replicate a weapon, but to prove... No, wait, no, I'm not thinking of Ruby at all. I'm thinking of, it was a Sword Art Online, the daughter character, well, I watched the bridge anyway. She was able to hack the Matrix and create weapons that she shouldn't have had, because they were crimes against the Matrix. It was all glitchy and stuff. It's a cool way of showing, like, this isn't supposed to happen. Just make things so glitchy and, like, you're breaking the boundaries of reality, just barely holding on. Yeah. But now we're introduced to the rest of the Persephone's team, which... And we got a knight character here, probably a vampire-esque here. I like the bat-like dress. We don't know much about these two the most, obviously. We got a lab character here, but the fact that she's a scientist, it's like, that's going to be her entire... Well, that's probably not going to be her entire character, but just having a lab coat is just like, okay, I know what kind of character you're going to be. That one's easy. The other two are just like, okay, that's a bit going to be harder to tell. Rebel Punk here is most likely going to be the monster that's going to cause trouble amongst the group, you know, like as she described. I'll cause the trouble, so they'll come running into your arms. Which is its own different thing. Wait, we got, fuck, I forgot the name. We got the two girls here, I forgot their names. I knew them like the back of my hand at one point, now I've just forgotten them. It's not Apollo and Artemis. It was so freaking two dogs in the Percy Jackson series. I forgot them though. But yeah, we've been introduced to them already. They're her right hand gals, and they're her adopted children. So we've been introduced to them before. We know about their story for the most part. This guy is, I don't know. He's probably gonna be the no nonsense serious guy. With that forehead gives me Frankenstein's monster vibes. But hey, we'll learn more about him. Not much to go off of. Doesn't mean the suit can do some lifting, but not all the lifting, obviously. The crime against nature is most likely going to be the most interesting character. I mean, just from the sheer gimmick alone. I mean, they got their own trailer. No one else did. So, sister is always watching you and is your biggest threat, as is the government. Not to mention, Persephone's design may have changed. Nothing else about her did. There's still that planet to worry about. Moving on. We got ourselves Dante here with his DDDs, naming his Ace Monster Oracle King Dark. I imagine that he's still going to be doing Dookie at some point in the future, like the little Orichalcos disc. The whole redesign works for him with his spiky attitude, I guess, for lack of a better term, rather than just looking emo. The redesign is one I can drive with. That one works more for me. I like it. I like it a lot. The shame about the Persephone redesign also means that the Shadow and Beyond and Chaos Charge doesn't really work as well. But whatever. Different universe, different look. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I mean, let's be real here. None of this is real in the first place, so who cares? And then we got, I believe, Dora, her name was. If not, she's the Spanish member of the group of her own team going off to find a bunch of items. I'm not giving spoilers as to what and who. I'm just trying to get your interest in these sort of things. And her ace is obviously what you got here, the Megazord with the Super Quantum Mechs. Funny how I'm doing this at the same time as Colin GX, but it's like poetry, it rhymes or something like that. But yeah, she's summoning her Ace Monster, which is probably going to be looking like a duel for fun rather than anything too serious, but I can't say for certain. I like the little Power Rangers theme in the background to summon the Megazord. It all looks very good, and I like the rainbow star in the background to like signify the Zords. I mean, there's no yellow Zord yet, but there is yellow pieces. I apologize. There are yellow pieces on Magnus, so it still fits in. I wonder if we'll get a yellow Zord someday. Maybe. Can only hope. And then we return ourselves to this town, the Awakened town that I always forget the name of. But it's cool to see the Roblox town return and see a bit more of their place. It just shows that Awakened really is part of the universe. And here we're introduced to Ruby. I think that's her. She has a real name, but I'm blanking. I'm calling her Ruby because look at the design. Tell me that's not Ruby Rose. Or we have Ruby Rose at home. She's playing with her Rocket deck, which rockets fit her considering the, every character in Ruby has a freaking gun in some form. If you don't have a gun, it's a gun. That's just how the universe works. No changing that. And it fits her, aesthetic, and Ruby did always have, Ruby did always have a weapon obsession, so this suits her perfectly fine. I mean, it fits right in. If there was a Ruby Rose and Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, I could see her playing Boros and, what was it? Boros and Rockets. It fits in perfectly. Also, like, you know, you don't really always check out a monster's all details. Borreload has gun feet. I knew that. I've seen that before, but it's always one just like, this thing is so much of a gun, its toes are guns. Jeez Louise. But yeah, I don't remember as much about Ruby's thing, about what's going to be going on with her, but it'll be cool to see. It'll be cool. She's in the town of the Awakened, so we'll probably, I don't think it'll be canon to the Awakened series itself, but it'll be cool. Dante's doing his own thing, probably going to be dealing more with Persephone and that stuff. I know for a fact the Dora girl is doing her own thing with her own threats, and yeah, again, no, it wasn't Ruby. So, at least if they was told what they're going to be doing, I've forgotten. So, yeah. But, we'll check out more stuff that's going to be happening in the future. I know that there's going to be a major bit in the next episode of Quests, and you're not ready if you haven't seen it already. Serious stuff is going on. But what are you going to do when the odds are stacked against you? When your back's against the wall, you got to give it your all. But, well, there's more stuff to come in future, no doubt. I don't have much else to say, really. All these look really good, so I am looking forward to all the stuff that comes out and more episodes in future of Yu-Gi-Oh! Quest. Honestly, this is nice just to have it back, really. Like, there's a bunch of new stuff, but you gotta now that Spooky's gone on more with this stuff, more experience, and knows more what to do and how to make a show and all that other stuff. Not to say Spooky never knew what they were doing, but you know what I'm trying to say here. I'm hoping it's back and stays around longer this time, rather than one episode and we're done. We can only hope. But anyway, now that we've gotten the trailers out of the way, I can check out the proper episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Quests in the future. I have to blackball you a little bit, a blue ball or whatever. Anyway, but yeah, that's the trailers done. You're just to see more of what's happening with this crime against nature and what will be going on with Persephone and her crew. Are they on the up and up? Can they be trusted? No, they're the government. You can't trust the government. That's just something I've learned to accept in life, and my life is much easier that way. And, yeah, looking forward to see what Dante does. I know he has his rivalry with Dookie still, so that'll be interesting to see more of in future. And, of course, Dora and Ruby, they're going to have more interesting stories as time goes on. And, really looking forward to Dora the most based on her whole gimmick of what's going to be going on. Says, when you see a lot of drama, trust me, if you're getting tired of all the doom and gloom and drama, Dora's going to be one of the more lighthearted ones. So, yeah, that's going to be something to look forward to, at least. Anyway, Spooky, you can go ahead and correct me on every single thing I got wrong in the comment section below if you wish to, and if not, whatever. Anyway, yeah, looking forward to Yu-Gi-Oh! Quests in the future. So anyway, I've knocked all these trailers out of the way. We'll check out episode 1 in the future. So until that time, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you all next time. Later. And don't fuse with Mech Knight Squadron Supreme. What's wrong with you?